Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. And gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened one. So dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic informations for yourself to develop very clear spiritual foundation with practice meditation. So always you have to remember this is your responsibility. Yourself develop the practice and become very clear with your own mind. So whatever you practice, you have to be very clear with it and you should know what it is and how you do this. But listening to Dhamma is very important. That's why every day we bring different informations to make your path very clear. So this information is kind of like for yourself to you borrow this information. And then after you take it, it is your responsibility to build up your own wisdom on the top of that, not to depend on it. You should not be biased to these informations. You should not be a debtor to what you learn or what you follow or what you listen. You have to become a person to be rich on the top of that. It's kind of like this. Just imagine, you borrow some money. So nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we all do this. We have to do that sometimes. But rather than depending on borrowing every day, then you become a debtor to it. You lose your freedom. And then you become a kind of like a prisoner. So then you lose everything. But how about you borrow some money and you start to invest it, and maybe you start to do a business and you gain more money. And then you become rich and then you pay back. And then now you have money yourself. And then maybe when someone else asks some kind of loan, then you can give. So you can lend the money. So like that. So listening is kind of like you borrow this wisdom. But you should not depend on it. What you need to do, you have to cultivate yourself, your own wisdom on the top of that, using that wisdom. And then by the time, you can tell to others. So that's how this journey we should go. when you listen to the Dharma, why you have to listen to the Dharma? Because Dharma is not just the conventional world, conventional life, conventional knowledge. So Dharma is the very authentic, very pure level, very organic level of the truth about ourselves and about the world. It will help to yourself to know the very true nature of things. So when it comes to the Dharma, when it comes to the very reality of the Dharma is the truth. So the truth and the trust, these both words same. So you trust something means what? That it should be truthful. And if it is truthful, it is kind of like a real. That's the very conventional level of truth you have to remember. So as example, if when you use this money, just imagine if there is a fake note and then you don't trust it, but you make it sure, and then if you know it is original print, and then you say, oh, you trust that, you accept it. So like that, when it comes to the truth means conventionally, the trust. So that conventional trust is not that what conventionally we agreed. So that is a little difference. So conventional truth or the conventional trust that you develop on the top of your experience is so different than the conventional knowledge. So the conventional trust is a kind of like as ordinary person, and regarding your actions, your responsibility, you work on it and you go with it. So whatever your behavior, discipline life, and whatever the action you perform, you become very clear about it. And then you become very truthful about it. Then you become trustworthy about it. Then you build up the confidence about it. So that itself the beginning of the clarity in your mind. So that's why basically discipline, ethics, fundamentally it's very important when you develop your spiritual practice, because it gives the trust and the confidence to yourself. But the problem is sometimes we mix that our ethical life with this information world. So the conventional world, the information world, that's kind of like the convention means itself, we agreed. So that's the very meaning of it. We agreed to something and then we follow it. But according to the majority, that whatever that things can go right or wrong. But it's not that what you develop in you going to be the same like that conventional level of that whatever other people agreed and you follow that things and going to make you a very clear person. No, that for yourself, when it comes to your own purification, when you go with your own development, so how much you know about you is the important part. So then always remember, sometimes we can agree with things, but when it comes to the truth, that conventional knowledge is not enough for us to access to the ultimate truth. as example, there are morning stars and early in the morning, and there are evening stars. So, and then according to your time and space, whatever that everybody agree to, morning stars and to know the evening stars. But the thing is, if someone go to this space station, or kind of like if somebody go above the earth and see from the top, and that person not going to see that morning star or evening star, but both the stars have the same kind of nature itself. Both the same, but when we, according to our time and location, we divide it. So conventional world is like that, but the ultimate, when it comes to the ultimate, that same conventional thing, but you start to see it from a very different level of understanding. So your spiritual world, the same thing. There's no any other spiritual world. This is the same world, the conventional world, whatever you agreed. But you start to shift your mind to different level and experience the same world in different point of view. So how it happens? Because the same thing, the same world can take you to the samsara, and the same thing will effect for you to have the nibbana. So according to the way you engage with the world, it's going to change. So that's why when Buddhism, it is never deny or resist this conventional world. This is the place that you can attain to the nibbana. This is the place that you can gain the wisdom. At the same time, this is the place that we get into ignorance. So then, when it comes to the world, how we can use the same world to make it more profitable and gain the wisdom out of this. So it is the behavior of how we engage with the world. So there are 5 qualities that you have to remember. The very conventional world, ordinary person, how that person engage with the world. And when you have the wisdom, how you engage with the world. When there is a person, just imagine that person doesn't know anything and have no idea about the wisdom. So how that kind of very basic level of person engage with the world? There are 5 ways that he sees the world. So whatever come to his eye, ear, or her eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, that means the perception. That person believe there is something like that and attach to it. That is the one thing. That means the greed. There's a greed towards the perception or eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind objects. So that means there is a greed towards the world. When you see something, there is a greed regarding that what you see. Another thing is, the next one, there is a misunderstanding about that perception. You don't very clearly see this. You mostly see whatever you want out of that experience, not really whatever as it is. So that is the second mistake. And the third mistake is wholeheartedly you grab it, you take it to you, believing this is something, and your misunderstanding, misinterpretation, you take it wholeheartedly, believing there is something. And the other thing is, the fourth one, you never see any kind of negativity about it, or any kind of side effects, or you completely think 100% it's going to be the same like what you think. That is the fourth way that we get into the world. If you think about something, oh, I like it, and you never see any negativity about it. And the fifth quality that we have regarding the world, we engage with it to be permanent. We have no idea to let it go, or we are permanent, we are trying, we have the intention to settle down with it permanently. Those are the 5 methods that we, as ordinary people, we engage with life, engage with the world, engage with the perception. So whatever come to our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, we have the greed about that object. And we have the misunderstanding about that object. And we take it wholeheartedly. And we never see any negativity about it, or we don't see any side effects about it. We don't see any bad side about it. And we have the intention to be permanent with it. We don't never think about to let go. So if you engage with the world like that way, what will happen? So the world here, the perception, and other thing is this 5 aggregates: form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition. So we take the world like that way. So if you go like that, then you into the world, there is no way that you can get out of the world. The same conventional world, same material world. But what the Dharma is saying, how you can be in the world and use this world and live in the world, and by the time how you can master the world. So with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, perception, whatever you perceive, the very first quality that you have to have, you can engage with it, but don't have a greed. Never have a strong greed towards the perception. Watch your mind. And if there is a greed, little bit have a gap, withdraw in that very moment and make a space little bit. So that will help you little bit to reduce the power of the greed for the moment. And other thing is that no misunderstanding. You engage with the world, but know exactly, really what it is. It's not about right or wrong. So whatever the action you do, you should know the very nature of that action. So always, it's kind of like this. Maybe If you drink the poison thinking it is the nectar, that is not good. Because that based with the misunderstanding, ignorance. But how about if you drink the poison knowingly it is poison, then you know what it is, and then it will take you to know what will happen. And then when it happens, no problem for you. So, like Socrates, and he knew what he drank. But how about most of us? We drink the poison thinking it is the nectar. So that's why whatever the world we behave, we engage, it is your own responsibility to know what it is. But mostly we try to be right and we try to be good. We try to stay away from things without knowingly what it is. And then it is very difficult for us to understand the world. So that's why here, stay away from world is not the Buddha's way. Live in the world, be in the material world, knowingly what is the nature of it. So in that way, you bring more and more and more wisdom to yourself. And other thing is, when you engage with it, you don't get lost there. You don't get mesmerized from it. You don't lose your mind out of the perception or out of the world. You use it mindfully, knowingly the very condition of the mind and knowingly the very condition of the environment. So that's how you have to engage with the world. See, that is the third quality that you have to remember. And the fourth one, you should know what are the consequences or what are the result, what are the reactions. What will happen after you do this? If you know that, then it brings the clarity to yourself. It it minimizes the, if it is a negative effect, it minimizes the effect. So, otherwise, if you don't know what are the outcomes and how you're going to engage with it or how you're going to withdraw from it. So that's why in the Buddha's teaching, it always tells us you have to be in the world, but the most important thing, be mindful. There's nothing wrong with the world, nothing wrong with you. World is not the bad place. People as us, not a bad result. And this is not a sinful thing. World is not a sinful place. You be mindful. When you become mindful and when you engage with the world mindfully, knowingly, what are the consequences, what are the result and reactions, and then you are capable to maneuver the world to gain more profitable result out of your own life. And the fifth quality that you have to remember when you engage with the world, always remember, it doesn't matter how good it is, how nice it is, how beautiful it is, how pleasurable it is. Always you have to remember, one day you will let go it. One day you will detach from that. It's going to go away. It is not permanent. So knowingly that, be with it. In that way, you not hold it to it. You are not grasping it. You are not clinging to that. So this is the method that you can engage with the conventional world. So then always remember, it is not escaping from the world. And this is the heaven, this is the hell, this is the samsara, this is the nibbana. So conventionally, this is the truth, and ultimate truth also come out of this. But the very difference is how we engage with this world. So then always remember, there are 5 qualities when you engage with the world. And if you are not wise, as a very basic ordinary person, how you engage with the world. So the world mean here, all the perception come to our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. And at the same time, that form, feeling, perception, volition, and recognition. That's mean outer world and the inner world, inner experience. So we have the attachment towards that, and we basic level, that the very zero level of wisdom, and how we develop the samsara. We engage with this world with the greed, with the misunderstanding, and wholeheartedly. It's a kind of like we get lost there. We mesmerize from it. And other thing is that without seeing any kind of consequences or the side effects or the any negativity, and believing permanently it is there, it's going to be there, I'm going to be with it forever. So kind of like that. And if you have that kind of way for anything, you create the pain, unsatisfaction, disappointment. And maybe you're going to end up being depression, anxiety, fear, so that kind of thing. So then what is the solution for that? You are the solution. You are the only one can bring it. And you are the one who need to practice that. You are the one who going to get benefit out of it. This is the world. There is no any other different world that you can experience to gain the wisdom. There is no heaven beyond this place to understand this wisdom. So that's why then the same thing that you use in day-to-day life in this conventional world, how you can open the path towards the nibbana. So then whatever the perception you perceive with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and whatever you experience with your form, feeling, perception, volition, recognition, don't have a greed towards it. Minimize it. Don't have a strong desire to go towards that. For the moment, withdraw a little bit, create a gap, and then start to do it. Another thing is, remember what it is. Know very clearly. Study yourself. Know yourself what it is. What is its true nature? What is real nature? Engage with things knowingly. And don't get mesmerized. Be mindful. You are a person. You are a different person from that. And you are the one who engage with it. Be mindful in the moment and see the very condition of the mind and the condition of the environment. You don't mesmerize, you don't get lost there. You always keep your mind very clear when you engage with the world. And other thing is, always you have to remember all the consequences, cause and effect. And what are the result? What are the outcome? Know it. And the fifth one, always remember, whatever you do, this is the life we have to engage. So you engage with it knowingly. One day you will let go this. You detach from this. One day you leave this all. And if you can engage with this world like that way, that is where you open the window to more higher level of clarity using the same, this conventional world. So this is become kind of like a ladder to climb that to a higher frequency level of life. So use it. At the same time, the mindfulness is the key to develop this all. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata cha me sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhamma nudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribundissami Idammi punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchaku. Bless you.